Chosen ones, you have walked quietly through seasons that others could not have endured. While the world shouted its noise, you carried a silence that was deeper than words. This silence was not weakness, it was not absence. It was a sacred ground where your spirit was being trained to hear what others cannot hear. While many rushed forward to display their strength, you waited. While others announced their victories, you chose stillness. And in that stillness, heaven leaned close. The noise of the world tried to drown you out, yet you did not break. The chaos pressed on every side, but you chose to remain in that holy hush. Your silence has been a storm, hidden yet powerful. A storm that brewed in the unseen places, gathering strength, unseen by the eyes of those who overlooked you. You carried burdens in silence, not because you had nothing to say, but because God was teaching you to let your voice mature in the secret place. The quiet you embraced was not emptiness. It was a shield, a womb, a hidden altar where your prayers rose like incense, though few could see it. Even in moments when your heart longed to speak, you restrained yourself, not realizing that heaven was measuring every word you withheld. The silence became your sanctuary, a place where the voice of God became louder than the voices of men, where whispers from eternity taught your soul to wait. Many misjudged your silence as indifference, but it was consecration. Many thought you were forgotten, but you were being refined like gold in the fire. Each quiet moment became a seed, seeds planted in the soil of patience, watered with tears, hidden beneath the ground of faith, waiting for their time to break forth. Your silence was not empty space. It was divine construction, a foundation being built, stone upon stone, for the great voice that is about to rise from within you. Heaven has been watching. Angels have stood guard over your stillness. God Himself has treasured every moment where you chose silence over noise, waiting over rushing. Now, chosen ones, understand this truth. Your silence has not gone unnoticed. It has been the preparation, the hidden shaping, for the thunderous voice that is soon to echo across your life. Chosen ones, the season of silence is shifting. What was once quiet and hidden is now being stirred by the breath of God. You may not feel it fully yet, but something deep inside of you is beginning to awaken. Heaven has reached its appointed time concerning you. The hush that covered your spirit is now being broken by a divine stirring, like the first rumble of thunder before a great storm. What you thought was inactivity was divine incubation. Your silence was not wasted, it was charged with power. And now that power is ready to release. God has been gathering your words, your prayers, your tears, and your waiting. He is now weaving them into a voice that will not only speak, but roar across the atmosphere of your life. The storm that has been brewing in the secret place is no longer contained. Its release has begun. And with it comes a force that cannot be silenced, cannot be ignored, and cannot be restrained. This transformation is not gentle, it is fierce, like lightning cutting through the sky. What was once overlooked will now demand attention. What was once hidden will now be undeniable. The silence that felt like suppression is now becoming strength. The very restraint you endured is turning into boldness. The boldness to declare, to command, and to shift the ground beneath your feet. The thunder of your voice will not just echo in the natural, but in the spiritual. Demons will tremble, chains will break, and atmospheres will bend when the chosen ones speak. No longer will your words fall unnoticed. They will pierce through distractions. They will awaken hearts, and they will call forth destinies long buried in the shadows. The world that once tried to silence you will now have no choice but to listen. For when God amplifies your voice, it is not man who determines its reach. It is heaven itself. This transformation is not only about sound, but about authority. When you speak, you will not simply share thoughts. You will release decrees that heaven backs. and earth cannot resist. The thunderous voice God is forming in you will carry more than words. It will carry fire. It will carry healing. It will carry truth. And every place it touches will be changed. Chosen ones, your silence was the seed, but your voice is the harvest. Chosen ones, your voice will not remain confined to you alone. When God amplifies it, it becomes an echo, stretching far beyond your own heart and into the lives of those around you. The sound of your transformation will ripple across your family. Where silence once seemed like distance, your voice will now carry healing, reconciliation, and truth that binds hearts together. In your community, your words will no longer blend into the background. They will stand as pillars, carrying wisdom, carrying authority, carrying the fragrance of heaven. Every sphere of your life will begin to shift. In your work, your voice will command respect, not because of human recognition, but because the weight of God rests on every word you release. Doors that once stayed closed will begin to open, because your voice carries the sound of destiny. People will be drawn, not to you, but to the God who speaks through you. Relationships that were dormant will awaken. Friendships, partnerships, and divine alignments will form, because your voice will attract those who are tuned to the same heavenly frequency. The echo of your voice will stretch into dark places. Chains will break, atmospheres will shift, and strongholds will collapse, not by your effort, but by the authority of God flowing through you. Nations will feel the ripple of your sound. Even if you never set foot in them, your voice, through prayer, declaration, and influence, will travel beyond borders, carrying heaven's mandate. Your silence was personal, but your voice will be public. It will no longer just be about your own growth. It will be about transforming lives, inspiring movements, and awakening souls. The impact of your voice will be generational. Long after you have spoken, the echoes will continue, shaping futures, guiding hearts, and leaving a legacy of faith. No opposition will be able to drown out the sound. Critics may rise, storms may come, but the voice God has given you will cut through every resistance like thunder through the night sky. Every time you release your voice, heaven will back you. Angels will move, doors will unlock, and miracles. Chosen ones, your silence was holy, your transformation is divine, and your impact will be eternal. But now, hear this. God Himself is sealing this new season with His blessing. No force on earth, no scheme of darkness, no whisper of doubt can overturn what He has already set in motion within you. The voice He has given you is not just for a moment, it is for a lifetime, and even beyond, for it will echo through the generations that come after you. You will not return to silence as you once knew it. What was hidden in quiet preparation has now become a living testimony, a roaring fire that cannot be extinguished. The world may try to ignore you, but the heavens have already declared your arrival. Creation itself will respond when you open your mouth in alignment with God's Spirit. Fear may try to silence you again, but you will rise above it. For greater is the one within you than anything that comes against you. Every time you speak, let it be with boldness. Every time you declare, let it be with faith. Every time you release words, know that they carry the weight of heaven's authority. The wilderness has ended, and the voice of the chosen is rising. Where you once whispered prayers in secret, you will now decree promises in public. Your voice is not just sound, it is a weapon, a healing balm, a trumpet that announces breakthrough, and a melody that brings peace. Even when storms come again, your voice will not be silenced. It will stand as thunder, as lightning, as a banner of victory that no darkness can overshadow. The God who called you, who kept you, who shaped you in silence, is now the God who sends you forth with a voice of fire. And as you walk into this new season, you will see miracles follow your words. You will watch lives be touched, and you will witness God's promises unfold before your very eyes. So lift your head, chosen ones. Speak with courage. Release your sound, for the time of silence has passed, and the era of thunder has begun. May your voice echo with heaven's power. May your life resound with